For over 50 years, everyone who looked at this painting believed they were witnessing the moment of a man's eternal damnation. The title seemed clear: Checkmate. The young man had lost. The devil had won. His soul was forfeit. Case closed. But in 1888, one of the greatest chess minds in history glanced at this painting and immediately saw something that had eluded countless viewers for half a century. Paul Morphy, legendary chess champion, studied the board position for just a few moments before making a stunning declaration. The king has one more move. The game wasn't over. The painting had been fooling everyone, and the truth hiding in plain sight on that chessboard was about to transform this artwork from a story of defeat into a symbol of hope that still resonates today. The concept of a human playing a high-stakes game against supernatural forces has captivated storytellers for centuries. One of the most famous examples appears in Ingmar Bergman's 1957 film, The Seventh Seal, where a medieval knight plays chess with death itself, desperately trying to win time and meaning before the inevitable end. But this painting predates that cinematic masterpiece by over a century. It was created in 1831 by German Romantic artist Moritz Retzsch at a time when Europe was experiencing profound cultural transformation. The Romantic era wasn't interested in depicting perfect heroes or idealized beauty. Instead, artists explored inner conflict, powerful emotions, and profound moral dilemmas. Questions about good and evil, the nature of the soul, temptation, free will, and destiny dominated creative expression. Artists of this period believed their work should do more than please the eye. It should challenge the mind and move the spirit. Moritz Retzsch created Checkmate not because someone commissioned it or because it would look attractive hanging in a wealthy patron's home. He painted it because he felt compelled to communicate something urgent about the human condition. Retzsch was deeply fascinated by fundamental questions about existence. He believed art should speak directly to the soul, bypassing intellectual analysis to create immediate emotional and spiritual impact.
In this scene of a young man playing chess against the devil, Retzsch wasn't simply depicting an unusual game. He was painting life itself. A life where every decision carries weight, where temptation lurks constantly in the shadows, and where even when circumstances seem utterly hopeless, there might still be one final move that changes everything. For decades after its creation, virtually everyone who encountered this painting reached the same conclusion: the young man had already lost. And honestly, that interpretation makes perfect sense when you examine the visual evidence. Everything in the composition appears to support it. On the right side of the canvas sits the young man, his posture radiating complete despair. His head tilts downward, his face buried in one hand in a gesture of absolute devastation. You can practically feel him spiraling through his thoughts, desperately trying to understand how he arrived at this catastrophic position. The body language screams defeat. The painting's title, Checkmate, seems to confirm what appears obvious: the game is over. But this despair doesn't stem from losing a simple chess match. What hangs in the balance here isn't victory or defeat in any ordinary sense. The stakes are infinitely higher. This young man is playing for his immortal soul.
Seated across from him on the left is his opponent, Satan himself. The devil's posture is relaxed, almost arrogant. His head rests casually on one hand, and remarkably, he's not even looking at the chessboard. His confidence is absolute. He's certain the victory is his, the soul claimed, the matter settled. There's no tension in his body, no concern in his demeanor, just the satisfied assurance of someone who believes the outcome is inevitable. Between these two figures, positioned slightly in the background, stands the third character in this drama, an angel. This is perhaps the most enigmatic element of the entire composition. The angel doesn't intervene, doesn't gesture, doesn't offer any visible sign of assistance. It simply observes, as if it too believes the game is lost, but is powerless or perhaps unwilling to interfere. We'll return to this mysterious figure later, because understanding the angel's role unlocks the painting's deepest meaning. For more than 50 years, nobody seriously questioned what seemed like an obvious interpretation. The man had lost, Satan was claiming his prize, and that was that. Then, Paul Morphy entered the picture. The encounter happened in Richmond, Virginia, while Morphy was visiting Reverend R.R. Harrison. During his stay, Morphy noticed a prominent copy of Retzsch's painting displayed in the Reverend's home. Being a chess master, Morphy naturally examined the board position depicted in the artwork. After studying it carefully, he became intrigued. Without immediately explaining his reasoning, he suggested to the Reverend that there might still be a winning sequence of moves available to the young man.
Reverend Harrison was skeptical. After all, the painting was titled Checkmate. How could there possibly be a way out? But Morphy was insistent. They set up an actual chessboard, carefully replicating the exact position shown in Retzsch's painting. According to witnesses present that day, Morphy then demonstrated a series of moves that allowed the white pieces, the young man's forces, to escape the seemingly impossible position and actually win the game. He found a solution that nobody had seen in over half a century. This reinterpretation completely transformed how people understood the painting. The story was first published on August 18, 1888 in the Columbia Chess Chronicle under the title Anecdote of Morphy. Reverend Harrison later confirmed that he was indeed the source of the account. From that moment forward, what had appeared to be an image of inevitable defeat became a powerful symbol of hope and perseverance. But there's more to this painting than clever chess tactics. If you examine the pieces closely, you'll notice they're not ordinary game tokens. Each one represents something far more significant. This isn't just any chess match, it's a contest for a human soul. The black pieces on Satan's side embody vices, doubts, and temptations. Look carefully, and you'll discover disturbing details woven into their design. One piece appears to be trampling a cross beneath its base, as if crushing faith itself. Another seems to conceal a dagger, perhaps symbolizing betrayal or hidden malice. These are not standard chess pieces. Each one has been deliberately crafted to symbolize something sinister.
On the opposite side, the white pieces likely represent virtues and moral values. As the game has progressed, many of these pieces have been captured and removed from the board, suggesting that life has gradually stripped the young man of the qualities that once made him strong. His faith, his courage, his innocence, piece by piece, move by move, they've been lost. What makes this painting particularly powerful is that it doesn't depict the devil's victory. Instead, it captures the precise moment before, when all seems lost but technically isn't. The young man stands just one move away from complete destruction, exactly as Morphy discovered. But that one move still exists. The possibility of salvation, however slim, remains. However, there's another interpretation that's equally compelling, and it centers on that mysterious angel in the background. This perspective might completely change how you understand everything you're seeing. For years, many viewers assumed the angel was present to protect the young man, a silent guardian watching over him. But examine the angel's gaze more carefully. The angel isn't looking at the young man, nor is it looking at the devil. Instead, its eyes are fixed directly on the center of the chessboard.
This detail suggests something profound. Perhaps the angel isn't there to intervene at all. Perhaps it's simply observing, representing the freedom we all possess, the freedom to choose our own path. The angel doesn't make the decision. The young man must decide for himself. And notice something else equally revealing. The devil isn't looking at the board either. His gaze is directed toward the young man, as if Satan knows a saving move exists, but is waiting, hoping for the man not to see it. He's waiting for the young man to surrender on his own, to give up before exhausting every possibility. This, I believe, reveals the painting's true message. Even when everything appears hopeless, the game isn't over. Sometimes all evil needs to triumph is for good people to stop trying. But as long as a chance remains, no matter how impossibly small, there's something we can do. The final move is always ours to make. There's one more detail worth mentioning before we close. Near the chessboard, partially hidden in shadow, sits a spider. It might seem like mere decorative detail, but given the symbolic depth of everything else in this painting, that seems unlikely. What does the spider represent? Patience waiting for prey? The web of temptation? The complexity of moral choices? The answer remains open to interpretation. Moritz Retzsch created something remarkable with this painting, a work of art that operates on multiple levels simultaneously. On the surface, it's a dramatic scene of supernatural chess. Deeper down, it's an allegory about the human condition, about temptation and salvation, about the choices we make when facing our darkest moments. And Paul Morphy's discovery added yet another layer, the reminder that appearances can deceive, that what seems impossible might simply be difficult, and that giving up is often the only true defeat. The game isn't over until we stop playing. The move is ours to make.